experimental determination of dynamic balancing of rotating masses. Okay, so before that we should understand what are the apparatus which we are going to use during this practical. So static dynamic balancing apparatus is the apparatus which we are going to use. Then weight blocks we are going to use, and then right after that protector disc which is located in the apparatus itself we are going to use. So this is the whole scenario which we are going to discuss in future. But before that we have to take care. We have to understand the basic terminologies which we are going to discuss over here, and as per the apparatus, what are the contents of the practical. So now this is the static dynamic balancing apparatus over here. You can see the protector disc which is located over here. Here there is 360-degree marking which is done over the protector disc, and you can see the shaft which is there. This is the shaft of the rotating masses, the masses which we are going to locate over this shaft, and this is the basic shaft of the our apparatus. And right after that, this is demostat, and this demostat is also marked and calibrated. So we are going to use this demostat, and these are the blocks. These are the different blocks. These are the different masses which we are going to use. Mass number 1, weight number 1, weight number 2, weight number 3, weight number 4, and for locating this we are going to use this Allen key. And also we are going to rotate the masses with the help of this DC motor which is connected through this demostat. Now in order to find the capacity of this balancing apparatus, how this balancing apparatus is going to respond for the rotation of this motor, and how this shaft is responding to the rotation of the motor, and how this whole apparatus system is going to respond in terms of vibration to the rotation of this motor. We are going to find it through the demostat. Right now demostat is at 0-degree mark. 0-degree mark, you can see the marker over here. So it is at the 0-degree mark. Now slowly we are turning it. Slowly we are turning it and finding the vibration capacity to absorb by the apparatus. So we are turning it, and now the motor is started. We can't listen single noise out of this rotation just because there is no vibration right now. Now we are increasing the degrees through demostat. Again there is no vibration at 80 degrees of the rotation of demostat. Now again we are increasing the degrees of rotation and current supply. So now we can hear noise of vibration which are there due to rotation of the shaft and the whole system, and you can see the degree of rotation is near about 100. So we can say that here the range where vibration is not there in apparatus is 0 to near about more than 80. So while locating masses over the shaft, let's see what happens. We are locating our masses on arbitrary location of planes and also on the arbitrary angles, so that we should understand the importance of vibration and importance of balancing. of masses. Now you can see the masses are located at arbitrary positions and angular positions also. So now at arbitrary position, what happens to the whole system we can see over here. While rotating the whole system, we can have, as dimmer starts the machine motor, it starts vibrating. You can see at very slow speed there are vibration in the system. Now in order to avoid this vibration in the system, we have to balance it through dynamic balancing, and that is through graphical method. So we are now focusing over the process to balance these masses. Okay, so let us have a look at our numerical procedure. So now we will see that how these tables are there. There are two tables and three diagrams. I am going to explain you through this whole process. First of all, we know about the W. So this is our table number 1, where serial number 1 is with WR value 147, second is with value 142, third is with value 137, and fourth is with value 129. So WR values are known to us. Right after that, we are having position of planes. So from mass number 1, there is 60 millimeter distance between 1 and 2, then 120 millimeter distance between 1 and 3, then 160 millimeter distance between 1 and 4. So this is all about position of planes and WR values. Right after that, we are focusing over here on force and couple polygon table. So in order to find force and couple polygon table, we are having 4 serial number as 4 masses are there. Then 4 WR values we are located over here in the force column. This is going to give us force polygon, and right after that distances, the position of planes which we have mentioned over here. So distances which we are taking over here is 0, 60, 120 and 160 as explained earlier. Right after that, with the product of 2 we are going to find couple value. So product of 147 into 0 is 0, 142 into 60 is 8520, 137 into 120 is 16,440, 129 into 160 is 20,640. So with all this table value, now we can actually focus on the diagrams which we are going to find out of here. So we can go for couple polygon as well as for force polygon. So whichever we are going to find it first is the column which is having minimum number of values. So couple polygon is having minimum number of value as compared to force polygon. So we are going to find out couple polygon first. So in order to have couple polygon values first, we are going to locate this 8520 degree at the bottom level as a datum. Okay, right after that, with angular with law of triangle, we are going to draw, or we are going to locate 16,440 and 20,640 over the couple polygon. Let us see how to draw it. So first of all, mark 0, 1 over here, mark 0, 1 over here, and right after that locate 8520 at 0 degree over here. So right after that, locating 8520 over here, we have next couple value as 16,440. So by taking arc of 16,440 16,440 by converting into the scale, that scale is given as 5 centimeter is equal to 16,440. We are going to mark arc from point number 2 to any point in the space over here. Right after that, marking 60,440 at a distance of 5 centimeter over here, we are going to now locate next value as 20,640 from origin. Where these marks intersect each other, we are locating point number 3 over here. Okay, after locating point number 3, we are going to have a triangle like this. And to this triangle, as we know that due to the law of centrifugal force, we are giving the direction to the couple polygon in the outward, means centrifugal force direction. In the direction of centrifugal force, we are giving the direction of this polygon. So the direction will be radially outward like this. I have highlighted over here the arrows, and this is how we are going to form a couple polygon. Right after finding couple polygon, we are focusing on finding out the space diagram. In order to find space diagram, first of all, we are locating this basement value 0, 1, 2, 2 over here at 0 degrees, which will be our mass 2, which is radially outward, means it will be over this direction. So it will be over here. Right after that, we are going to locate this 2, 2, 3. Now we are going to get mass number 3 at this very angle. So right after that, finding parallel line to this, we are locating mass number 3 over here. Finding parallel line to this, we are locating mass number 3 over here. And right after that, we are going to measure the angle which is there, and the angle M2 over M3 is coming out to be 76 degrees. Right after that, the remaining angle which we are going to locate over this space diagram is this value. So now drawing parallel line to the vector 3, 4, we are going to get this mass M4 over here. So by drawing parallel values, parallel lines over here, we are going to locate mass number 4 over here, and the angle between M2 and M4 is coming out to be 232 degrees. So now with the help of couple polygon, we are able to locate three masses M2, M3 and M4 over here. As you can see through this procedure which we have made over here. Right after that, it is very important to locate mass number 1. In order to locate mass number 1, we are going to find force polygon over here. So as we know that as per from the force polygon, these are the values 147, 142, 137, 129. So now we are locating over here. So this is your mass number 2. So first of all, taking into consideration the value of mass number 2, that is 142, we are going to draw a parallel line to mass M2 over here. So by drawing parallel line of 142 magnitude, considering scale of 5 centimeter is equal to 142 Newton per Newton millimeter over here. So we are going to locate over here 142 in the horizontal way. Okay. Right after that, next mass, we are going towards next mass. So third is mass M3. We are locating mass M3 at a distance of 137 Newton millimeter. So drawing parallel line to M3 over here and locating 137 over here. In this way, we can locate the mass 2 and mass 3 likewise. And now the last mass number 4, which we are having through space diagram, we are going to locate it, and the value is 129. So we are going to locate over here parallel to M4 over here likewise, and we are locating 129 over here. By locating 129 in parallel to mass M4, we are having incomplete force polygon. So in order to complete the polygon, we are making dotted representation of rest of the WR, that is WR related to mass 1, and now this WR which is related to mass 1 is located in this direction. So we are now drawing parallel line to this in a space diagram and locating M1 over here, and right after that drawing parallel line, we are able to understand and we are able to measure the degrees or angular position of mass M1. So now locating, we are able to find out mass M1 is about 200 degrees over here. So these are the angular values which we are getting out of it, and now let us locate these angular values on your balancing apparatus. So right after that we will be finding whether vibrations are coming or not in the apparatus. So now we are locating over here the masses is according to its plane and angular positions, but before going to do so, we are going to locate mass number 1 over the plane, but we are having error of 20 millimeter. So we are adding 20 millimeter henceforth, and we are making this use of this block for locating mass number 1. Okay, and in order to locate angular position, we have to consider this projector disc. This projector disc we are going to use to make use of angular positions. Okay, so first of all, we are going to locate mass number 1 at 20 millimeter from mass number 1 from 20 millimeter from earlier position, and mass number 2 at 60 millimeter. Here mass number 2 we are going to locate at 60 millimeter at 0 degree centigrade. So 20 plus 60 means 80 millimeter. We are going to at 80 millimeter we are going to locate mass number 2. At 140 millimeter we are going to locate mass number 3, and at 160 millimeter we are going to locate 160 plus 20 180 millimeter we are going to locate mass number 4. And as per the angular positions we are considered, we are going to locate M2 at 0 degree, M3 at 76 degrees, and M4 at 232 degrees, and M1 at 200 degrees. Okay, now you can see block is set at 80 millimeter distance from origin, and right after that you can see the angular position as at 0 degrees over here. At this projector disc you can see over here, this is projector disc, and here there is 0 degree mark. We are making it at 0. Now we have set mass number 2 at 0 degree and at 60 millimeter distance, and now we are going to set mass number 1 at 0 millimeter, means we are going to locate it at an error of 20 millimeter. And now at an angular position, you can see angular position over here through projector disc as 200 degrees. So this is how we are going to set mass number 1. Okay. Now we have located mass number 3 at 140 millimeter distance and angular position as 76 degrees and angular position as 76 degrees over here. You can see angular position is 76 degrees through protector disc. See that the whole positions are made over here as per our solution of balancing of masses, and you can see mass 1, mass 2, mass 3 and mass 4 are located respectively at 0, 76, 232 and 200 degrees, and right after that 60 millimeter, 120 millimeter, 160 millimeter and 0 millimeter. So as we have seen that in the beginning we have seen that there are hardly any vibration in single mole solely in shaft, hardly there were any kind of vibration, but as we set masses over the shaft there were certain vibration generated, and now as per solution we are locating masses over here, we have located masses over here, and now let us see how this shaft is responding to the rotation of motor, and whether we are finding, whether we are observing any kind of vibration, any kind of disturbing forces and any kind of disturbing couples over here, so that we would be able to validate it through our observation only. So now I am starting the demostat. So now you can see as that of earlier system, you hardly be able to listen any kind of vibration at 60 degree rotation of demostat. Now I am slowly increasing the degree of rotation of demostat. Now it is exceeding 80 degrees, but still there are hardly any kind of vibration. You can observe it, hardly any kind of vibration you are going to get at 80 degrees, and now I am heading towards 100 degrees, which is the threshold value of listening or overshooting of vibration. So now I am heading towards 100 degrees. Still there are hardly any kind of vibration. You can see the system is totally balanced. As you can see that through problem, the conclusion is when we used to balance the masses, there are hardly any kind of vibration generated in the whole system while rotating. So still there is no vibration, and now I am heading towards 100 degree mark of your demostat, and still there are no vibration, but at 100 degrees there is vibration. Yes. So as per the threshold value of shaft, near about 100 degrees of rotation of your demostat, you are able to listen the vibration. Here still you are able to listen the vibration near about the 100 degrees rotation of your demostat. You can see over here. So hardly be there any kind of vibration, and we can say that, we can conclude that our system is completely balanced over here. So this is the basic thing and basic procedure to balance the rotating masses. Thanks for watching.